I want to start with the current president. Did you see the video of when he fell?
Yeah.
And did you see the video? He actually said, by the way, I met with, who are those guys that are going to fly over shortly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your president right now.
Not too good. It's sad. It's sad. It's not, you know, it's, they're representing, we are all representing the country. You become president, and you're sort of not allowed to do that, but it's happened. It's happened, and it's happened pretty badly. We won't go into it, but we all know the ones, and they count those acts, you know, they never forget. But that was a bad fall.
You know, I remember remember the media made so much. I think you were at West Point at the time.
Yeah.
And you were coming down a ramp.
Yeah.
It didn't have a rail. You had dress shoes on like you have now,
Yeah.
which have very slippery soles.
Correct. They look a little better, but you better not walk in rain. That's true.
Especially downhill on a ramp.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. And they all went crazy. Oh, my goodness. Because he was being cautious walking down a ramp. Yeah, absolutely insane. And, you know, obviously after Biden's fall yesterday, I guess depends on when you watch this, but the day of recording this, it was the day before. Yeah, that was a pretty bad tumble. That was a pretty bad tumble. And, you know, I don't know if you guys have seen the clip, but he kind of struggled to get up immediately after a little bit there. I was like, oh, crap, you know. I mean, yes, he's old. I get that, but, you know, you're the leader of the free world, man, you know. Well, what's supposed to be the free world. Goodness gracious. We know how that's gone now. But, yeah, I think it's not only just him falling, but just the aftermath, you know, like him like struggling to kind of get up there. It's just like, do you really want that to be representing your country? I don't think so.
You know, it was very interesting. I think I made my best speech, and that was my best speech, and I was so proud of it. It was pouring. It was pouring. And I said, this speech was so good. And then I said, how do I get down? Sir, you have to go down the ramp. I said, the same when I came up, it was a long, like an ice skating rink. And they said, yes, sir. And I had the general next to me, the commandant of cadets, nice guy, big guy, strong guy. I said, General, and he's wearing combat boots. They don't slip too much. I said, General, get ready, because I may have to grab you here. But I said, I'm not falling. There's no way. So I'd go tippy-toe down the thing. That was a mistake, because it didn't look so good. I even agree it was. But I got killed, and they never covered that speech. I said, it was my best. Someday they'll, in 100 years, they're going to put that speech on. I really, but you can't fall. You just can't fall, no matter what. Just can't allow it to happen. And I better not allow, especially after saying this, I better not allow it to happen with me. But things like that do happen.
Let me focus on the issues that I think bread and butter issues that impact everybody. I want to know, if you get elected president, how fast you're going to be able to fix our borders, bring us
Not if, when.
back to energy independence, how quickly you might be able to work to change the school system, bring back law and order and safety and security to this country and every town and every city, because I think people need that if they want to pursue happiness. How quickly can you shift gears and move this country?
Okay. I think very quickly. Let me just say, so I heard DeSantis saying, oh, well, I get 8 years, I get 8 years, he gets 4. You don't need 4 and you don't need 8. You need 6 months. Within 6 months, I said, within 6 months, this can be done. Other than, you don't need 8 years. And frankly, I wouldn't vote for him, because he said, you need 8 years, you need 6 months. We're going to drill.
That's a great point. Why would you need 8? Joe didn't need 8. Joe barely needed 2. So why would you need 8? The sanctimonious, okay? And listen, I've said this before, and almost all of you agreed. I think the sanctimonious's career is effectively over. It's done. It's cooked. Even where was I at? It was a social media site, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, one of those. I came across his page, right, where he had posted something. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I told you guys I read through the comment section a lot on social media so that I continually have a picture and an understanding of what's actually going on. I told you guys that. I'm always going to like leftist pages and seeing what they're posting, you know, a big topic of discussion. Hey, Trump did this. Okay, let me see what people are actually thinking. Let me read through the comments, yada, yada. I think I even made one video on it at some point. There was something that happened. I don't remember. But so I clicked on his post and was reading through the comment section, and even people that you think would be diehard supporters of DeSanctimonious, people that follow him on social media, were all saying, hey, I like you, but this is Trump's term. So even his own supporters are like, no, we want Trump right now. We got you in 28. And then the rest of us are like, we want Trump now, and you messed it up for 28. We aren't supporting you in 28. So I think it's over with for him. I think it's over. And like Trump said, the fact that you said it'll take you 8 years. What? 8? When Joe did it in 2. Nah. Something smell fishy here. Something smell fishy. I don't trust you. Give me Byron Donalds. Give me Larry Elder. Give me Tim Scott. I don't care. Give me Candace Owens. You know, yeah. Give me somebody other than DeSantis. But not him. Nope. Not having it.
We're going to get our energy down. When the energy comes down, other things come down.
Facts.
And we're going to take care of things. We're going to immediately close up the border. We had the greatest border. We had the safest border in the history of our country. Now we have the worst border in the history of the world. There's no, and I say this during rallies. We love our rallies. But I say it during, there's never been a third world country that allowed people to pour into a country. They'd stand there with sticks and stones if they had to. What's happening to our country? But in terms of doing it, you don't need 8 years and you don't need 4 years. We can have a lot of it done because these guys are amazing. The oil guys, they will be. In fact, I had it so low that we had to raise it or they would have all been out of business. We had so much oil, we didn't know what to do with it. We bought a lot of it for very little for the Strategic National Reserves that he then took to keep the prices down before an election. You know, we had the Strategic National Reserves almost full. And then Biden came along and took it to keep prices down. It's called artificially down. And the thing is almost empty now. And that's meant for times of war. It's not meant to keep a price down for an automobile. It's meant for war, for real problems. And we had it 75, think of it, 75 million barrels. And I bought it for peanuts. And Congress, I had to fight Congress. And the pricing was so crazy and so good. And we needed a place because we had so much. So we started filling up. This guy comes along and he takes it for automobiles, for people so they, before the election, so the price could keep down. Now it's totally empty. It's the emptiest I think it's been in 50 years.
Down 48%.
And it's so sad. And by the way, the price is still very high.
I don't think gas went over $3 a gallon, if I'm not mistaken.
I just had to fill up yesterday. My goodness. My goodness.
When you
the price is still very high.
I don't think gas went over $3 a gallon, if I'm not mistaken, when you were president as an average.
We had it down to $1.87. We actually had a little period of time where we had it lower than that. But the energy companies, the oil companies weren't going to last. We had to say, I had said, wait a minute, I love it in one way, but in another way, they're all going to go bust. We got to get it up a little bit. But we had it down to $1.87. But we had a period of time where it was much lower than that. It was too low, actually.
So we have.
That's a good problem, by the way. That's a much better problem than it's at $6 and $7 and $8 and $9.
Hey, Sean Hannity here.
That is facts. That is a much better problem to have. Well, that's a terrible image. Is the prices being a little too low than them being too high? If anybody's had to fill up their tank recently, you know. You know. Sheesh, I just had to fill mine up yesterday. I mean, my goodness. Stuff is crazy out here, you know? Man. I just want to get back to seeing $1 on the screen. You know, just $1. It could literally be $1.99. I don't care. Give me $1. $1, please. Just one. $1. That's all I want to see on the screen when I'm at the pump is $1. You know? Oh man, the sanctimonious said he's got 8 years. I think Uncle Trump is right, and this isn't me being biased, even though, of course, we all know that I am. I make no secret about that, but I think everyone can agree that if you lower energy cost, you lower cost almost across the board, right? Almost across the board, because everything has to get transported. Everything. Unless you are specifically at a location where, you know, the item that you need is made, then of course, you know, all the transport, I mean, even then it still needs to be transported from whatever factory it's being, you know, made at or put together at to your home. So even then you're still using gas, right? But even on top of that, with that little amount of gas, you still got an array of different things that you're still going to use that still need to be transported. So when you lower the cost of, you know, energy or gas, oil, diesel, whatever, you lower the cost across the board because those costs are being put onto the consumers, right? So that's first. I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that. And he could have that done, I would assume, basically instantly. Basically instantly. Hey, open up these pipelines. Hey, here's this. Hey, what do you know, go to the oil companies, because I think he did that the first time he was president. Like who did he go to? Didn't he like meet with like a bunch of heads of some companies, and he, you know, he was like, hey, what do you guys need from us to ensure, you know, that you're running efficiently? I think it was the oil companies. But anyway, he could just go to them. Hey, what do you guys need from us? Okay, you need that? All right, cool. You got it. Boom. That could literally be done within a week. Less than a week. Less than a week. That's not going to take 8 years, the sanctimonious, right? Not going to take even 4 years, okay? Less than a week. A few days. Make a few phone calls. Hey, this is president, you know, who's not going to take that meeting. Let's be real. I think even a bunch of leftists would take that kind of meeting with the president of the United States. Come on. That was obvious. And yeah, getting the border secured wouldn't take a whole, well, that one might take a little bit of time. That one may take a little bit of time. Although, no, he could sign something that would send them back. But like the wall and everything would take some time. But also, these Democrats wouldn't have the excuse, oh, we don't have the money. That's too expensive. You know, because that's what they said the first time. And then, lo and behold, they just blowing all types of money going overseas. But, you know, we ain't going to dive into that whole conversation. At least not today. So that excuse is out the window. So, yeah, listen. I can't wait until 24. And I've actually, I need to find the poll again, but you know, I came across some more polls, baby. I came across some more polls. Now listen. I know. Take the polls with a grain of salt. It is very, very early. Okay? I get it. All right? But it's still mighty sweet to see. And I just got to find them again. And as soon as I do, I may make a video on it or a YouTube short. So be looking out for that. I mean, my goodness. It is chef's kiss. I don't want to spoil it too much. I probably already did spoil it too much. You already know where it's going. Okay. Polls that I haven't showed you. Okay. Not polls that you've already seen. These are some new polls, okay? These are the new polls. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Anyway, thank you guys as always for tuning in, man. Y'all let me know your thoughts, your feelings on this. Do you guys think Uncle Trump is heading in the right direction with this? Actually, another thing, I do love the way that he responded to Joe falling. I think that level of, I don't even want to say maturity, but that level of strategy, smarts, was a great move. Because had he had been, you know, joking and laughing about it, like I'm sure a lot of people were laughing when they saw the clip, then the left would have had more fuel, right? So I love what he's doing this campaign, and he did it. What was that? I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was his announcement speech. I think that was it. There was something in there where I was like, yes, I love what he did. He gave them zero ammo. Zero. He left them with nothing. Nothing. Right? Even The View was like trying to grasp at straws, right? He left them with absolutely zero. They were hoping that he said something, and I'm sure they were hoping that he said something crazy with the Joe Biden falling situation. But I think it's great the way that he's talking, he's speaking, the way he's handling questions. It's on point. It's giving the Democrats zero ammo to go after him. Zero. They have nothing. So kudos to Uncle Trump and his team for just being strategic, just being really, really strategic with the way that he's moving, with the things that he's saying, the way that he was responding to things, even like using the Democrat strategy and not really answering a question, kind of dancing around it a little bit. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But like I said, you guys let me know how you're feeling about all of this. Do you guys think, he's on the right track with all of this? Do you guys think he can actually fix things in the time frame that he said he could? Let me know. Peace and love. And check out that video too. I'm out.